Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment, Gaming, and Arts is my gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency in an attempt to bring a symphonic approach to horror role playing. I am your keeper of arcane lore. I am back with episode 2 of Aurora Blue with an absolutely stellar cast that is leaning all the way into the emotional beats in the story in a way that's just really bringing this story to light in some really gorgeous ways. If you're interested in running or reading Aurora Blue, it is a scenario in Chaosium's recent Call of Cthulhu book of scenarios called No Time to Scream. These 3 scenarios, Aurora Blue, Bits and Pieces, and A Lonely Thread, are allegedly slotted for a 1 hour or 2 hour run. But the way that they're written, they can very comfortably be spread out to a 3.5, 4 hour game, which is what we're exploring right now. So if you have not watched episode 1, I would hop on to Symphony's Twitch or their YouTube and go watch that first. Otherwise, you might be hella confused. But you know what? This is Call of Cthulhu. Confusion and insanity are kind of what you came here for, so feel free to watch this episode first. It's your life. I'm not about to tell you how to live it. I will ask you to do one thing, though. If you are not a Patreon, please consider backing the Symphony on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. It helps us significantly, and we really appreciate your support. So, with the pluggables out of the way, let's talk about content warnings again. Content warnings have been discussed with the cast and the crew. The X card is in play, as well as the mandated traffic light method, which is the green, yellow, red traffic light method. The traffic light method or the X card can be called by any players, technically the chat, but this isn't live, but you could call it if you wanted to. We've had chat call color checks before, or the players at any time. If a safety tool is activated, it is no questions asked, no judgment passed. Content warnings for the viewer for this content is going to be violence, body horror, mutilated animals, endangered children with the potential of harm to children, with a mild opportunity for death to a child. Flashbacks depicting racism, some racial tension, and one racist granny. Without further ado, let's unveil this cast. Cast members, starting with Nate. Tell us who you are, where people can find you, and the Symphony surprise question that we're going to lean into is, since we're not doing character introductions again, this might be a good way to get some flavor and a refresher onto your PC. So tell us who or what you fear disappointing if you fail to successfully conduct this raid. Who or what are you afraid of disappointing if you are unsuccessful with your upcoming moments? Nate, take us away.
Damn, Bridgett.
You
You went from Aurora Borealis, oh, give me some, to who are you going to disappoint? Hi, I'm Nate, your friend Nate on all the Discords around. You can find me on my podcast, Roll Better. I do with Don't Stop Me Now, Miranda, where we talk about the art of playing, not the art of running. And we have a lot of fun. Also play Elliot Winters on my Possible Landscapes campaign that we're running over on the Old Ways, which is a lot of fun. Those characters are messed up and getting beat down more and more every episode. It is awful. And so that's great. I've been playing Titus in this. Titus Freeman. I just checked my own last name. Titus is most worried about disappointing. Like I talked about in the first episode, I only have one suit. I wear one work suit. I'm very frugal. We make enough to have more than one suit of clothing, but Titus sends almost all of his money that he can send back home to his sister Monica. She's in DC. And I have to do that because she is desperately trying to put herself through school to find and get herself a career. And as I found, it's very difficult to have a professional career. It's even more difficult for my sister Monica. She has a lot of problems, and there's some health issues that go on as well. Booker very graciously and very courageously put this whole thing on his shoulders, but we all know that's bullshit. All of us, it's all or nothing on this. They will bury every single one of us gladly if we mess this up, if we fail. And things are going so weird that I'm getting even more worried, but that's who I'm afraid of letting down. That's who in the back of my mind is constantly raising a hand and saying, hey, don't forget about me. And hey, do this for me. It's Monica and her future. She's she's
Ooh.
got more time than I do. She's younger, and I would love to see her have some successes that I didn't have. We'll see.
Wow. Nate, there was a really heartbreaking but a really stunning articulation that you just uttered. It's not just your younger sister Monica, but it's her future. That's intense, babe. Well done. Tanya, tell us who you are, where people can find you, and who are you most afraid of disappointing if you fail here?
Hello, everybody. I am Tanya, aka TanyaLashea. You can find me on all platforms. Just search TanyaLashea. As you can also see me as the main GM for the Aging Journey podcast. So you can just search that on all platforms. And the person I am most disappointed, I'm playing Anna Hollows,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she is actually most disappointed in a bit of a strange way. The memory of her mother, but mainly her
Oh.
team. I think Anna, as someone who lives in two worlds, but is also excluded from both worlds and the majority of the regular world, as some might call it, she finds herself, without family and belonging a lot. And so when she, does this work, she really sees us making a difference, like really changing, hopefully, the world for the better in the future. And our failures, she feels like will trickle down and it won't just hurt her and this team, but it'll hurt everyone that looks like us. And
Mm.
so her stoicness is often due to protection of hers and what's hers, and she considers her team hers, her people to protect.
Holy shit, Tanya. I don't know what hit me harder, the memory of your mother or the articulation that you had where you're straddling two different communities but excluded from both. It is an unspoken struggle often that biracial people suffer with and struggle with
Mhm.
and work to navigate. And you're catching pressure from both sides because they're both disregarded, uh, especially in this time period. But let's just be honest, today as well.
Mhm.
Woof. Okay. Y'all did all of this to yourselves. Traci, tell us who you are, where people can find you, and who or what you are most afraid of disappointing.
I can't follow Tanya. That's not fair.
I,
I'm Traci Arbach, Mythical Magpie on almost every platform that there is. Yeah, I think Virginia has been at this for probably somewhere around 2 decades.
yeah.
She has given up an opportunity to have her own family by choice. She has chosen this path. First of all, initially because her father and his legacy, he was
Mm.
a hero, he was noted, and his legacy initially got her interested and passionate about it. And while she thought initially this last chance of hers to make a name was for his legacy, to continue on his legacy, really the years that she has put in and the sacrifices that she has made, the trying to hide her accent as much as possible, trying to
Mm.
dress perfectly so that no one can find fault in them hiring her, so that everything has to be more perfect than her male peers. Um, she wants to make that easier on other women,
Mm.
other people who have not had the same opportunities. So really, again, like many of my peers here are saying, uh, there are people back home whose memories started this journey for her, but she is most afraid of not being able to pave a path for more people like us.
Wow. Well, I think you followed Tanya pretty well on that one, babe. It's an interesting balance in between legacy because this is all being inspired by the legacy your father left behind. But based on what you're telling me, what you're afraid of losing, what you're afraid of disappointing is future generations of women who want to follow in your path. You're protecting a forward legacy. You're defining a forward legacy. That's a lot of pressure to put on your shoulders. Woo! Skip, I'm not worried about you going last, but let me tell you, I'm just so glad I'm not a player having to do it. Skip, baby, tell us who you are, where people can find you, and what you're afraid of disappointing or who you're afraid of disappointing if you fail. You're not supposed to be here. The four of you were told to stand down and wait until January. If you fail, it's going to be a big failure. Talk me through it.
Not going to happen. My name is Skip. You can catch me on the Symphony Discords. Hi, I'm Skip, and over on the Old Ways podcast as Commodore Skip. I still don't know how I got promoted over there. I got to find that out. But anyway, I am playing Booker Reese, a very seasoned veteran here in the Department of Probation. And Booker doesn't have a family. Well, he did. His wife was killed about 15 years ago. So Booker deals with that in one way. He writes a journal. Basically, it's a letter to his wife every single day. What's happening in the Bureau? What's he thinking? Sometimes what he ate for the day. But what he's hoping is that when he retires and he has somebody to hand this down to, that they will take a look at it and they'll read his thoughts, his struggles, his pains, his happiness, his joy, everything that he has put into this job, because that's all he has had since his wife passed, is just to do this. And hopefully this will help his family in the Bureau become better at what they're doing, how they feel, and how they treat people when he is not here to do that. And that's what he's scared, and he's disappointed that he will not get to finish that journal and get to finish all of his thoughts, all of his prayers, all of his everything that's in him. He's just so scared that he will not be able to sign that last period and sign his name on the very end of that journal. And that's what he's scared of.
I can't even touch that with commentary. I knew Skip was going to be fine going last. Ooh. Virginia, a small, filthy, Aurora Borealis-eyed girl is waving at you, awkwardly, shyly, from the inside of this window. But the camera is going to pan away from you for just a moment to Anna. Anna, you have approached the Beaker cabin. You're watching Booker be spat on by this hateful, evil, cruel, decrepit woman rocking in a chair. And as you look at the cabin, you recall when you were hunting in the Denali Mountains with your father many years ago. He had become disoriented and confused near the end of the trip. You guys became lost in the snow and the cold and the dark for hours. Eventually, you came upon a wooden hut, much like this one, a place of refuge and safety for weary travelers, a service that the Beakers offered. A roaring fire and rambunctious laughter come from inside of this cabin. The hostess, a gentle-looking woman, plainly filled with kindness and adoration and hospitality, she comes to the door to welcome you. But her demeanor immediately changes when her eyes fall upon your Inuit father, as he's gasping for breath and leaning helplessly on the porch railing. I'm sorry, hon, but this hut here is for whites only. You can take them around back to the stables. I'll see if we have some extra scraps we can bring out. And with that, she shut the door in both of your faces. You remember the disappointment. You remember the embarrassment. You remember the betrayal. And you remember the rage. Yet another community that you and your father are excluded from. What did your father tell you that night? What lesson did he teach you that changed the way you thought of the world? The keeper reins are in your hands.
I think Anna's father was a kind man.
Mm.
Perhaps too kind, perhaps he thought perhaps people were more kind than they actually were. And I think that night he knew that regardless of whether we got home that day, that whatever sickness that had been brought upon him from this trip was going to take him in the end. And I think he could see the anger, the disgust in my eyes. I think he wanted to quell that. And that is when he gifted me. At the time, it was a bracelet. I have now made it a necklace. But it was something that was hand down from his father and his father before him. Traditionally for males, but he gave it to me that day as his only daughter and only child. And he told me that I am better. And now I wear it every day, close to my heart. And I know I'm way better than that woman sitting on the porch here, those people that didn't let us in. I'm better.
You're better. You're better. Booker, you are looking out over the porch. You're watching Virginia go window to window. You can see Anna having an internal dialogue with herself about something. That woman spit in your face. And you look off where the light is fading, where that precious sunlight is slipping through your fingers and it's starting to get dark. And you can see the Aurora beginning to dance. You can see it begin to move. It takes on a mystical and majestic property. From this distance, semi-cloudy too, but I don't know, maybe when you first got here, there was something vibrant and something comforting about the Aurora. Right now, looking at this natural phenomenon, how do you feel?
Right now, Booker feels alone. He's looking into the eyes of, well, as you put it, maybe could have been eyes at one time of this decrepit old, lack of a better word, hag.
Yeah.
And he just looks, he stares for a moment at those eyes and then kind of cuts back up to the sky, just gets lost in it for just a brief second, and it just kind of shakes his head, realizes that we're losing precious time, and looks at the others and say, we've got to get the others before it gets too dark. She's taken care of. Let's move on. And he'll hand the shotgun whoever wants it, and we'll begin to head towards the front door.
This is good. Can I just give the shotgun over to Titus?
You can.
That works. So, Booker, you hand the shotgun to Titus, and Titus, as you're listening to Booker's words, you're looking around the cabin. The steel of the shotgun is now in the palm of your hand. It's 3:45 p.m. That looming threat of nightfall feels like almost like a betrayal at this point. You can see the lengthening of your shadows. And for some odd reason, this entire place is suddenly being hit with just this unshakable sense of dread. Is it because time is spilling out of the bottom of this clock, or is it just because everything around you seems disoriented, connected, and wrong? And everything around you, the eyes have the same color as this booze, this bathtub gin that you've been chasing all through the state. And as that shotgun comes into your hand, how are you doing right now?
So I haven't put my service weapon down since the moose. So as Booker hands me the shotgun, I'll take it with my left hand. I'll holster my service weapon, and then I'll take the shotgun. No one noticed, and I'm sort of glad about that. I had my weapon ready when Booker was approaching the woman. I thought the worst. And when she spit at him, I almost shot her. My finger went to off the guard and onto the trigger, and there was a moment where I came to my senses and didn't, but I had been watching the sides and around us, and I'd been waiting for something to come, something else horrific, monstrous to come. I'm sitting there on that knife edge of nerves. So when I get the cold steel of this shotgun, put my weapon, it's a reset moment for me. Okay, now I'm a new kind of agent here. I'm going to, and I will walk up towards, and instead of hanging back, I'll move towards the door and get ready to enter. I'm going to announce, look around a little bit, but announce our presence to the house as regulations would have us do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to try the handle of the door. And if it's open, I'm going to push it in and walk in.
Flawless. Absolutely flawless. The handle
just as we've practiced. Federal agents, and I'll step into the side, and I'll have the weapon, and there's just this, I'm pulling on my armor, my pretend armor, and playing a role now. And okay, time to go to work. And sometimes there's just comfort in that work.
Beautiful, beautiful articulation. Virginia, you are eye to eye with this dirty and malnourished young girl that has matted blonde hair, who possesses these brilliant and terrifying eyes that just almost illuminate and shine with this otherworldly light of blue and green and teal and purple. She smiles at you, shy and sad. Then she goes to wave at you again, and that's just when Titus announces himself as an agent. She quickly slams the window down and she drops out of sight.
Wait, agents, we've got one down in the second window. In the third window here, I think it's Missy. Missy, honey, is that you? We're coming in. We're going to help you. And then I'm going to follow behind Titus. I essentially am going to be behind him and letting him know, I think the second door on the right is the little girl's room. I think she's okay. But I think someone's dead in that second room. And then I just take my weapon out, and I'm ready. But my goal is to see to that child's safety. She's alive, and I don't want her hurt in our crossfire, if any there be.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. That was Titus. You break into the living room of this area. And I've already kind of given you guys a brief description with the clothes piled up, and it just kind of looks like a wreck. I will also give you this without any type of roll. As you look down onto the ground, the wooden planks of this ground, you can see that there are two sets of tracks that seem to be very active in this area. And there's only two sets of tracks. There is the muddied, dirty boot tracks of an adult male that, given the spatter patterns and just the size of these boots, it's likely a very, very large male. And a barefoot child. And you're just looking at just the tracks where they go in and out of rooms. They go to the front. They go and they disappear out of view. You guys are more than welcome to look at your map of the house map if you want to, or you can spin around and see what your rooms are. I'm not going to lean onto that map too heavily just because I don't want to toggle back and forth. You tell me where you go, and I'll follow you guys from there. But as you're looking through the living room, you can see those tracks. You see 3 half-burned candles standing inside of glass jars. And the other thing that you see, and I'm not going to have you guys roll for it, are these sets of clothes that all seem to be piled up. And just a quick cursory look, if you look through them, there are IDs and passports and licenses and things of that nature. And it doesn't take you guys long to tie these names to a string of disappearances that have been happening in the Chugach Mountains over the last maybe 6 months. I'll just give that to you just super fast as you're picking through. You're assuming the clothes and the ID and the remains of very, very likely deceased people, missing people.
So Virginia's focused on the door that leads to presumably Missy's room.
Yes.
There's other doors in this living room, closed or open?
The other one where Virginia mentioned that a body might be there. You see that door. It's facing you. It's glaring at you. And Titus, there are 3 deadbolt locks that have been recently installed on the corridor side of this wooden door. Somebody spent a lot of intention on locking this door from the outside and trapping something inside. There's a small narrow hole that looks like it could be like a custom-made peephole that will help you see inside of that room.
Well, that's fine. That's totally fine. I'll walk to that door. I'll take a moment thinking about exactly what your wording just laid out, Keeper. Someone spent a lot of time to lock something, and I think I'll slide the peephole open first, and then I'll call in. Is there anyone in this room? Is anyone... Are you okay? Can you hear us?
The room responds to your call with utter silence.
In my eye to the peephole, do I see anything?
Yeah. You see a corpse on the floor. It looks to be a woman, maybe in her 30s, perhaps in her 40s, in a ruined nightgown that's covered in blood, urine, feces. Looks like she's face down. Her head is facing away from you from what you can tell. The one hand that you can tell looks like it's missing fingernails, 3 or 4 or so on the top. And the one thing that you see that is probably not what you needed in this moment is a maggot about 2-3 inches long that crawls out from beneath her and moves straight by. Gonna pan camera off of you and take us back to Virginia. Virginia, you're at a door that is closed and it's not locked. And the second you attempt to open it, you can just feel the little bit of pressure. The door looks like it's trying to close back on you.
Sweetheart, my name's Virginia. I'm an agent of the government. I'm here to help you. Are you Missy? We're looking for Missy. Is that you, sweetheart? I'm just pushing. I'm not forcing. I'm just trying to gently pressure to see if it gives any way. If I need to make a persuasion, I will.
I would love a persuasion or a charm.
Oh.
I will take either of those bad boys.
Okay, well. Oh boy. They're only 5 points different, but
Ooh.
I think I'm gonna go with charm because I'm trying to comfort her and I'm not trying to like emotionally push.
Right, I love this.
Okay. I am this is important to me.
Okay.
So I am spending 6 of my very, very scant luck.
Ooh. This is good. Okay, and you decide to go with a charm?
I'm going with charm.
Okay.
This is not something we often run into when we deal with like bootleggers.
No.
But there is a little bit of that maternal instinct I have always pushed away. I don't need that. I'm the job. I have to be the job or they will push me aside. And I just want this little child to be safe.
Oh, that is stunning. As you call her by her name, as you speak with a maternal hint that's in your voice, that's always been down there, but that's something that you've pushed away for the job. That's something that you've pushed away for a career line of future women to follow you, future professional women who are going to make similar choices to you. You're able to push through the door, and tucked behind the door, as if that would be an appropriate place for her to hide, is very likely Missy. She's crouched down in her dirty dress, and just like big orbs, glowing orbs, look up at you. And you made a statement, Traci, that I think is very interesting. And you made the statement, you just want this child to feel safe. And there's something about that I'm going to take you back to a time when you were a child and you didn't feel safe. You're looking down at Missy, who's tucked herself behind the door, and you remember Virginia. You remember sitting on the porch of a cabin, your grandmother's cabin. The scene brings a memory to mind, an image of the porch you just left, of a child that's been brutalized emotionally, neglected, hurt. You. A childhood version of yourself is crouching in the front yard of an old house in rural New York, much like Missy is now. It's you. You're waiting for your father to return home from another long night as a police officer. Your grandmother rocks back and forth in a nearby chair, glaring at you. That woman never liked you. Maybe because she knew whose footsteps you would follow in. You'll never be a cop, you rodent. They'll never have you. And even if they do, they'll never respect you. That was her warning to you. You look like a sack of rotten potatoes. You smell even worse. Why don't you go bathe and play with dolls like a normal girl? You recall the tears welling up in your eyes as you tried so hard to ignore her. Very similar to the tears that are welling up in Missy's eyes as she doesn't quite know what's safe and what's not safe anymore. What did your father say to you when he returned home, and why does that stick with you to this day? You were in the keeper seat.
He came home that day having caught criminals and made sure he had soft words for me after his hard day. He knew that I often found myself trying to soothe after having that old woman say such nasty things to me because of the things that moved my heart and the fact that they were different than hers. And he said to me, "Sweetheart, she's mad because she never had the courage to do what she wanted to do in life. Don't let her and her awful words tell you who you need to be. You are precious to me, and I will never, ever let her make you small. You are brilliant." And that will always echo. Small people, people who chose to be unhappy, will never stop her from what she loves.
Stellar. And you're looking into the eyes of an 8-year-old child who's looking up at you.
She'll get down on her level as delicately as she can. "Sweetheart, we need to know, is Jacob here? Is Miss Addie here?" She catches herself and tries to stifle that accent again, having heard her father's voice in her memory. "You're safe. Where are the people who might hurt us, that might hurt you?"
You're down on Missy's level, and she reaches out with a shaky hand with those 6 points of luck that you spent from your very low repository. And she just with trembling fingers, very gently, just like runs her fingers over your bottom lip and then over your chin, and then almost as if dropping from a moment of fear into a moment of safety, she just wraps herself around you and hugs you.
She'll hug her back and hold her for just a minute, knowing that there's danger. There's still danger. They're not safe yet. But she needs to give this child this. She needs to give herself this.
And as this child clings to you, because that's what she's doing, she's clinging to you, you can't help but to wonder, when is the last time someone looked at this little girl and told her that she was safe? When is the last time someone looked at this little girl and told her that she was brilliant? When is the last time someone looked at this little girl and told her that she could be more than the people and the circumstances around her? Let's hop back over to Titus. Titus, you are at this door. There's no response. You see a maggot that is oversized and engorged after eating through or out of your Sumi Addy on the floor.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Booker.
I'm here for you.
I appreciate it. Booker, Anna, we got a body unresponsive locked in this. I'm going to go in and I'm going to start undoing the catches on the door.
Okay. Anna, Booker, you guys are heading that way, or is anybody staying with Virginia, or are you going somewhere else? This is a great time to split the party. I love when that happens.
I definitely am gonna stay with Virginia. I'm still in the living room, I think, because I was probably watching her like slowly enter without checking first, and I think I was like behind her, like just in case something pops up.
Yeah.
I got it. And I think in this moment where they're having this moment, I'm also kind of having my own moment of
Yeah.
I don't even know how I would have reacted in that situation. I might have not been as calm and soft as that. And kind of just admiring, but also like watching her back.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay, so I've got the ladies in one room. Booker, are you following behind Titus as he throws open this third deadbolt and heads inside this room?
What I'm going to do is he's going to back up kind of both. He's going to position himself between where Titus is and where the ladies are. So
Perfect.
if anything happens either way, he will be able to respond. And he will now be pulling out his service revolver at this point.
This is good. Well done, Skip. This is good. This is good. Okay. Titus, con check right now, please.
Just rolled a 40. Let me check my con now.
Ooh, how do we feel about it? How do we feel about it?
Oh, my con's 60, so I rolled a success.
Okay, well done. That successful con is going to stop you from retching or gagging at the awful smell that is just overwhelming your senses as soon as you hit in this door. The narrow viewpoint gave you nothing to prepare you for the capture of what it's like when you actually have a full view of this room. That is definitely Addie Beaker that's on her floor. She's in her late 30s, and from what you can tell, she is terribly, uncomfortably thin. The flesh is puffy and is covered in unusual boil-like growths, very similar to what you saw in that moose. Her fingernails are torn and covered in dried blood, and as you are watching additional maggots drag themselves out from beneath her corpse, you're looking at a woman that you know was locked into this room and starved to death. You look at the walls, and it looks like prior to her starvation, she did get a chance to write a few messages. Written in, which you can only imagine were bloodied fingers, are good life, happy wife, help us, angels, feed them, feed me.
So after verifying that Addie is indeed dead, I won't feel a strong need to hang out in this room anymore. I'll back out, close the door. I saw the boils. I saw some of the similarities. I saw that creepy thing outside. I'm going to flip one of those locks. And then I'm going to feel a little bit embarrassed if Booker saw that because he was in there, but she's dead. And they trapped her in there, Booker. They starved her to death. Whatever.
Booker will place one of his hands on his shoulder and say, "Kid, things like that happen. You're going to see it a lot. It does not ease the pain. I wish I could tell you that you'll never take that memory out of your head. You'll get that memory out of your head, but you won't. It's just the way some people do. And I wish it wasn't."
I thought that moose was the monster, Booker.
I think all of us have a little monster in us, but I think this place may take the cake.
We got to find the husband.
All right,
Tanya,
let's go back up to this.
Sorry. Tanya, I'm going to tee you up for something a little interesting. I've never tried this out on a stream before, but you and I are going to go hand in hand on this experience together, and we'll see what happens. Do you have the handouts of Missy's drawings? And then for those at home, or those on the stream, actually, because you're not able to see it right now, I am doing a slideshow of these handouts that are being public facing right now.
Yes, I do.
All right, my love. You are in the room with Virginia as Virginia is holding on to this child that's clutching onto her. And as you're standing there and you're looking around and you're thinking, like, I don't know if I would have been that soft in this moment, you can see in this child's room that she has, plenty of paper. Looks like plain paper. Looks like somebody's keeping her stocked with paper and just multicolored crayons and pencils strewn about. But they're strewn about, but like in this organized, chaotic way. And they're all on the little small, like I said, handmade desk that's been made for. The bed is made. It's a tidy room, and she has these drawings that are just all over the walls. And as you're watching Virginia console this child from God knows what horrors it is that she's been experiencing, your eyes float over these paintings. And just, you don't have to describe every single one because the audience right now is looking at a collage, a slideshow of it, but just give me quick impressions of each one, like quick and dirty 5 to 10 second impressions on what Anna is metabolizing by looking at these paintings.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming they're not in any type of order. They're just kind of like,
they're all around. Yeah.
I think when she kind of just first looks at it, she just sees innocent drawings. She's just like, oh, it's a little interesting, playing I don't know, jail or house or something like that. That's adorable. Oh, there's some sort of an angel. It's pretty cute. And then I think when she gets down to the one where they're all colored one black and have squiggles, she feels uncomfortable, although she doesn't quite understand what that's supposed to mean. But I think she understands that based on what a child knows of death, that is probably what she's depicting. And then I think when she gets to the picture where it's clearly indicated that that is her father holding keys, she finally puts it all together of the cage, the barn, the angel. And I think she rips the one that says daddy on it and goes over to Virginia and Missy. And she kind of just puts it up so that Missy can see from, like, she's behind Missy, so Virginia can see.
Yeah.
And she just kind of goes, just an indication that the child knows something and perhaps she should be careful or ask her something. But she doesn't say anything. They kind of communicate that with eyes.
Tanya, that was absolutely brilliant because I didn't know how that was going to work. I've never done that before, done a slideshow of images, but like mwah, you knocked that out of the park.
I think seeing that, she'll look over to Anna and then kind of take a quick look at what she can see, if she can see any of those.
Mm-hmm.
And the image that has like the cycle of jail, barn, river, really draws her as well. So she is thinking immediately that that's how they handle people here. All those wallets, all those clothes, jail, barn, river. And so she's going to kind of just hold her back just a little, just and say, sweetheart, is your daddy in the house or in the barn? Do you know?
And, Missy kind of tucks back where she looks at you. And honestly, those eyes really are just transcendent and mystical. And she shakes her head no, and then she just immediately pushes her forehead into yours. It's a very feral, almost animal way of either being marked by you or marking herself with you. And then she just shakes her head no, and she looks at actually the picture that Virginia is holding, and she double taps on the river.
Now I saw Missy and Virginia have this interaction, but did I see Missy's eyes?
You do now. And they're the exact same color as this damn Aurora blue that you guys have been chasing.
Virginia, how close are we?
In proximity or friendship wise?
Valid question. Hella
friendship.
valid.
I think we're, I feel like just from that last scene, we're good coworkers, at least we can be able to do eye contact, but I guess we can decide this now. Are we friends?
I think, at least for Virginia, having another woman to work with is rare.
Yeah.
And so making that connection is really important. Look, you are in this with me. We are in this together. We may come from different circumstance, but we are both women here. And so I think immediately she would have wanted to forge a friendship.
Okay, good. I agree. I think Anna would have done the same, and I think she probably would have created a very sister-like relationship since she doesn't have any siblings. And so I think as I see her eyes for the first time, I think I had a very small amount of softness that's gone now. That's totally gone. And she's back to straight-laced, and she's just she is now glaring at this child, and she has her hand back on her hip, and she's just slowly trying, walking around to get behind you, just in case she needs to do something real quick.
I think there's a part of Virginia that registers her eyes are wrong. This is not right. But she is also very Catholic. And to her, there is nothing more innocent than a child. And even if something is wrong, and clearly something is wrong, there's got to be salvation for this child. And so she's going to look at her and say, sweetheart, I'm going to pick you up, okay? I'm going to pick you up. We're going to go, all right? So she'll scoop her up, and she'll just kind of pat her a little. She's still not great with children, but she's trying. Sweetheart, I really would love for you to close your eyes, and we're going to see if we can find some earmuffs for you, sweetheart. All right? I don't want you to get scared. And she's just talking, getting her up, because there are still people here. There's still at least one man that we've got to get. So I want to get back to the job, find a spot for this little girl, and finish this job.
So
And
Virginia,
Anna
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Anna is the opposite. She sees evil in everybody. And this little child probably has a demon inside her, and she's way too close to you right now. And so I think as we kind of as when we make our way back out, I am gonna full give eyes to Titus and Booker of something's wrong with the child. Pay attention to Virginia, keep eyes on this child.
I love this pendulum swing of I must do absolutely everything in my power to preserve and protect this child to fuck them kids. That
There's two
pendulum
types
swing
of
is
people.
amazing.
Point of
Right.
order, keeper. There wasn't a pendulum swing in every one of your players. Not all of them swung anywhere.
Not
else
all of them. Fair.
yeah.
True.
Virginia, this is a child that is basking in affection. This child is soaking you up, mind, body, and soul. She is so relieved and so comforted by the fact that she's being held. You can feel how thin and malnourished she is as one of your hands wraps around her hips. You can tell in one of her pockets has at least 10 crayons. Like she's got her crayons on her and ready to go. And then the other pocket, you can see now and you can feel that there's a really disgustingly rank, foul smelling teddy bear that's like stuck in that pocket. But this is one super delighted child to be in your arms. And you do notice one thing, she hasn't spoken a single word yet. And all of you have dealt with enough traumatized children in your line of work to know that whatever trauma she has faced has silenced her, possibly permanently, but at least in this moment, this is not a child that is capable of speech. Titus and Booker, let's run back to you guys. You guys have, Titus has done the one bolt lock on that room. It's like, just as a precaution. What are you guys going to get up to right now? You got a few more rooms on this floor if you would like to search.
I think we would need to, because I would be under the adage, don't leave things behind you that could come back and haunt you.
Yep.
So I would say the next door that we would probably check is the one directly across from the main entrance we came in.
Oh, I love it. Okay, beautiful. So that are we looking at you're looking at the map, you're looking at 4?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let's take you guys in there right now. That's going to be the kitchen. So a leaky tap drips into a mess of broken dishes and rotting oversized fruit. All the cabinet doors lie shattered and broken. Somebody's pulled all the cabinet doors off of the hinges. Anything edible is long gone, with only spoiled food remaining. Insects and maggots, again, oversized, grossly oversized. Some of them never even seen in Alaska in December, are crawling about and infesting the spoiled fruit, feeding greedily, suckling greedily. Sticky residue coats the cupboards and the countertops. And there are dozens more of crayon drawings created by Missy that are stuck to the walls. They show various scenes of farm life and Missy's family before something happened. The colors in the bedroom don't match the flavor profile of the colors here. A breeze that comes in through open boards in the home makes them rustle and lift. And that's everything that you see here in the kitchen. It is empty for the time, or it's empty for the time being. It is empty right now with no other activity other than it smells horrible. And it's covered in just baskets of just oversized, spoiling fruit.
Booker, it takes time for stuff to spoil like this. How's this kid surviving in here?
I have no idea, unless there's something that we're just not seeing yet.
I mean, this is way more than a raid. If we see this Jacob cat, it's us or him. Booker, it's us or him. He's a murderer. He locked that woman up there to die. He abandoned his daughter to die. Us or him, Booker. And I'll make sure the shotgun is loaded and ready to fire.
Nice.
All right. Steady yourself. Remember, while we're here, this guy needs to pay. Not that way, but he will pay. Remember your job. You're just starting out. You're not old like me. You're just starting out. Don't let one thing cloud it.
That's a white woman in there, and you didn't see what she wrote on the walls. I don't think anyone's going to come after us if we take care of him. Booker, she's covered in her own shit. She wrote on the walls with her broke-ass fingers where her nails came out.
We are the law. We are not. Justice will prevail. Got to remember that. We're just a hand that brings people to justice. We're not the judge, not the jury, and not the executioner.
Looks, if it was swapped, would they be talking about us that same way? Giving us a chance? Talking about justice? Come on now, Booker.
We need to rise above that, kid. That's how we're going to make it through all this shit. We rise above it. We don't give in to the hate. We don't give in to the madness. We step above it and we set an example. But we be cautious. I'm not stupid. I know there's some kind of shit going on here. Let's play cool. See what happens. Okay.
And speaking of let's see what happens, I need a luck score audit. Who has the lowest luck at this table right now? Some of you guys have been spending. I just want to verify that it's still Virginia.
Got 47.
I'm 45.
I'm at 49.
I'm at 39.
It was close. It was close. It was
I
close.
really want that little girl to like me.
Oh, worth it. Absolutely worth it. Bring the demon child home. I'm kidding. She's fine. She's just very tired. Shut up, Nate. Virginia, you are stepping out. You've got Missy draped around you at this point. And Anna, so I've experienced this with pets a lot of time. Have you ever been in a situation where you didn't like an animal or someone in your proximity didn't like an animal and the animal recognizes that it didn't like you and it decided, what I'm just going to do is pay you all the attention that you deliberately don't want? Welcome to Missy. So as Missy is like draped over Virginia's side right now, she's looking at you and she's looking through the suspicion. She's looking through the doubt. She's looking through, and it's not, this 8-year-old isn't challenging you. She's not saying, hey, come at me, bro. She's looking at you as like, will you just love me too? I love you. And she reaches into her pocket and she goes to hand you a crayon. And Virginia, your right foot lands on a floorboard and you can feel your stomach lift from where it is up 3 inches as you fall straight through it. I am going to very quickly roll for Missy. I'm going to take a picture of that for my backers. So, no, it's fine. It's when the dice are like, also fuck them kids.
Oh no.
That is absolutely amazing. So, I'm going to give you the GM chair here, Traci. You've hit a weak floorboard that is going to drop you down into the basement. Now, I'm going to tell you right now what you're going to land in is a cast iron cell. That the roof is completely open, but you're completely locked in. And it's going to be about a 30-foot drop. So you're going to wind up taking some damage. Go ahead and give me a dex roll now.
Okay.
This is going to be some uncomfortable damage depending on how you fall.
No. I failed.
Okay, this is going to be great for you. So a bunch of real horrible things about to happen right now. I'm going to let you do it all to yourself.
She's trying to land on her butt.
She's trying to land on her butt. No, and I love this for you. And I hope you enjoy your broken tailbone and everything else that broke on the way down. So you're going to wind up taking 6 points of damage from the fall.
Okay.
I'm going to give you narrative on what that looks like. The other thing is Missy, as you fell through the floor, makes a quick effort to grab onto the other parts of the floorboard to hold herself up. She rolled 100, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that your weight or your clutch on her brings her down with you. You're about to take some injury. You've taken your 6. We're going to go ahead and hit, children endangered, I said this. Missy is going to wind up taking 3 points of damage, and you're going to fall into the bowels of what looks like a holding cell in the basement. That is all of your high beats. Give us the narrative of what this looks like from the moment your foot hits this floorboard, you're holding this child, and it's suddenly the world is rising above you faster than you can even comprehend.
I think her first instinct is to land on the softest part of her body, the part of her that has the most cushion, but also to turn. And if that girl's coming with her, which she didn't want her to, but that's not how it worked out. She wanted to try and protect her.
Okay.
And at that point, reaching for the gun, trying to scrabble, my arms are full. I can't even try to grab at anything. I'm just going. And so the only choice she has to make is, am I going to fall flat-footed and maybe break both my legs? Or am I going to try and land and protect this child?
It's your 6 points of damage. How much damage did you take? 5? What did I call you?
You said 6.
It was 6.
I mean, I want to say 5, but that would be a lie. You said 6.
There was 6. No, I love you. No. Lean into your own suffering. So what did break on the way down?
I mean, for sure my tailbone. Absolutely. Okay. And probably also, I don't know, a wrist.
Oh.
Because, you know, if she's going, she's probably also going to try and catch on something.
Yeah. Oh, this is good.
So
this is
even
good.
with a broken tailbone, walking is going to be real fun.
It's going to be fun. Floosh. You land onto a dirt floor that provides 0 cushion, 0 forgiveness, 0 grace. You landed on the soft parts. You brought an 8-year-old down with you. And it's one of those moments, Virginia, that you'll never forget. It's witnessing nose to nose what it looks like when an 8-year-old screams in agony but isn't capable of producing a voice. It's that scene of an 8-year-old wailing as you can tell that something is broken in her arm, but she can't actually utter a sound. Rest of the table, you guys just watched Virginia and an 8-year-old go whoosh right through the floor.
I'm running to the edge, calling out for Virginia.
It's okay, baby. It's all right. It's going to be okay. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. I'm in a cell. I think he's got the keys.
Looking for a door. She fell into the basement. I'm looking for the door to the basement.
Yeah. It doesn't take you long to do it, baby. If both you and Booker and Titus are going forward, you guys were just in the kitchen. There was one door off that you guys possibly would have gotten to right before you just watch your comrade and a child go through the floor. And just off of the kitchen, there's a separate room with a flight of steps that goes down towards the basement.
Before I try to catch up with Booker and Titus as I hear them running, if I look into the hole, does it look like I'll break something if I go down?
Yeah, you're looking at 2d3 worth of damage if you fail.
Okay.
Now, if you succeed, it's only 1d3 of damage. You could, babe, you can make this leap. You could, but I will say this much, Anna. As you're looking through the hole, you notice that Virginia is in one of 6 cells. There are 3 on this side, and from what you can tell, maybe 3 on the opposite side. And Virginia hasn't put this together yet because, you know, Pain is a mother, and also she's got a silently wailing child. But there are skeletons strewn in all of these cells.
Okay.
A lot of them.
I can't make any checks while I'm up here, but I'm going to try to tell her I'm just going to be like, Virginia, just stay still. That we're going to be there in like 2 minutes. Titus and Booker are already on their way. Is anything broken?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a phone? Do they have a phone here?
Do I know if they would have a phone?
You've never heard of the Beakers having a phone here in the cabin?
I'm pretty sure they don't know. We're gonna have to get you out of here, in hopefully one piece.
Does she still, like, if I'm looking up, does she still have that picture in her hand? The picture of Daddy?
Oh, I like it because it's great narrative. Are you okay with that, Anna?
Yeah, sure.
Tanya says yes. I say yes. Let's do it.
She just kind of points, I guess, her not broken hand up to that picture. He's got the keys.
Yes, but where is he? I'm just gonna kind of look around. Do I see the girl?
Yeah, you can see her in the cell that she's sharing with Virginia right now. Their shared prison.
Okay. How's the girl? How's Missy?
She's hurt too.
Okay.
I don't really know how to help her. She looks like she's broken an arm too.
Would I know how to give them, I don't know, instructions on maybe how to make like a splint out of the bones?
Hell yeah. I'll give you, if you've got a
Okay.
30 or higher in medicine and or first aid. Yeah, absolutely.
I do.
I
Yep.
also have 35 in first aid.
Yep, absolutely. That is absolutely something you'd be able to walk them through. I'm going to switch cameras really fast to Titus and Booker. You guys go off the door in the kitchen, down a flight of rickety stairs to the basement. There's no safety rail, and the basement below feels black. The only light is coming through the light that's coming in from the top, that's almost like spotlighting into this one cell and slightly bathing the room in some illumination. I need both of you to make me a dex roll.
I will spend the 2 points of luck and make that a success.
That was worth it.
Yeah.
Ooh, Titus, how'd you do?
So I rolled a 52, which I thought was great, but my dex is 40.
Oh, big spender?
You said it was worth it, huh? Maybe I'll spend 12 to make it.
It'd be worth it. Listen, I would tell the story you want to tell.
My camera go off? I accidentally moved my...
Yeah, it did, but it didn't change the overlay, so God is good.
It didn't?
It didn't.
I moved my mouse into the corner where it automatically sleeps. And I'm like, oh, probably nothing happened. It's fine.
No, thank God the overlay didn't change at all. We're still okay.
I'm going to spend 12. Why not? Just to make it. I don't want to. Well, I got 14 hit points too. No, I'll spend it.
No. These stairs are rickety. There's no immediate light source to help guide your way. There's no handrail. And you already see how strong the floorboards are above. This could have been a very spectacular tumble down these stairs. If the stairs would have broken, that would have trapped Virginia down here unless you guys found a way to rope her up. That was absolutely positively worth it. You come to the base of the stairs, and there are a row of 6 handmade sturdy prison cells of wrought iron, each sealed with a padlock. There's skeletons all across the floors. There's a few lanterns down here as well. Candles.
How long have they been doing this? Skeletons.
Skeletons.
What's this going on?
I think I remember reading that they sometimes like let people sleep here on the way through and stuff. It might be for some time that they've been operating an inn. Definitely wasn't an out.
Run down to Virginia's cell, but also looking around for Jacob, the boogeyman now in my head.
He is the boogeyman. He's not down here. He's not down here in the basement. It's just these skeletons. But you know what's really interesting, Titus? And I hate to point this out to you, but like these skeletons, it almost looks like the flesh has been picked off of them. They're shiny. They're pearly. They're white. This isn't decomposed skeleton. These are just the skeletons. Like Addie upstairs, that was locked into a room and decomposing. There's no maggots down here. There's no flies. These are clean.
This is clean. Clean. I got a 60 natural world. I would know this.
These are clean, honey. Something has eaten or metabolized or absorbed or stripped everything from these skeletons. You know the crazy thing is, babe? They're all fully assembled. It's almost like wherever they lay, something came through and just pulled everything off of them. Barely disturbed the bones.
I think this would give an urgency to my actions. I'm going to run over toward where Virginia's cell is, and it's padlocks?
Yeah, padlocks.
I'm going to look at the shotgun. I'm going to look at Booker. I'm going to look at Virginia. I'm going to try and shoot this off. Can you move?
Hold on a second. And Booker will walk up because Skip actually put 15 points into lockpicking.
Hey!
Yes.
So
I love the young shucks got the shotgun.
Yeah, I've got the shotgun ready. We're in this like iron metal basement. The fragments are going to go everywhere. And then, thank goodness.
So I got a 40% in this now. So I'm going to try. He pulls out like this little bitty pin.
Yeah.
And just kind of sits there for a few moments and tries to tumble the lock and fail absolutely miserably because I rolled a 75.
You want to push it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
why not?
yes.
Okay. So he'll just kind of sit back. He will reach into his pocket. One of the things his wife had was this pin. And he pulls it out. And it's a cute pin. And she used to wear it on her lapel all the time. But it has a long piece of the long stick there, the little pick. And he'll just take a deep breath and use that as like a counter on this one.
Okay.
And see.
Skip, I'm pulling for you.
23.
Yes! Oh, God, I was so stressed out for you. Oh, God.
Yeah, 23 out of 40. So it's a success.
Okay. You think of your wife's pen. You think of the letters that you've been writing her. And you steady yourself. You insert the pen. And the lock disengages with a clack. And Anna, you hear a simultaneous latch engaging behind you. Clack. And we are currently in initiative as Jacob Beaker has now entered the premises. As you are looking down at Virginia and your fellows in the basement, you realize that you are upstairs with this thing alone. Initiative has already been pre-drawn, so we know what we're working with. This is what you see as you turn around and you look, Anna. Jacob Beaker is a hulking figure who walks with a strange alien gait. His flesh is unnaturally swelled with strange tumor-like lumps of muscle layered unevenly around his body, while his face consists of horrific fleshly growths that disfigure his features. His eyes also shine with an otherworldly light of blue, green, teal, and purple. As he walks, you can hear the jangle of keys. He is incoherent in a way. As he stumbles to close the door, he's filthy, but he is a mountain-dwelling madman of nightmares. He's speaking aimlessly to himself, not even completing complete sentences and mindless grunts, but he looks to you. And we are in initiative. All right, guys, really fast. Let me reconcile this really fast. In the Zoom chat, you guys should still have your initiative call score somewhere at the top. To make my life easy. Nope. Looks like we've scrolled too far in the chat. All right, let me make my life real easy fast here. Missy is going to go on a 45. Beaker goes on a... Sorry, guys, let me get to his character sheet. Beaker goes on a 45 as well. So, this isn't bad for you guys. This might be really terrible. So, the initiative order is Anna, Virginia, Booker, and the Beakers all go on 45. And Titus on 40. It's pretty bad when the mobs all go on the same round, but you guys might make it out of here. Anna, thank whatever Lord's on high. You at least go first. But you are locked in the living room with Jacob Beaker as he continues to grunt and mumble incoherently to himself as those eyes roll and stare at you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I go from Anna goes from complete relief as she hears the lock unlock downstairs, and she knows that Virginia is about to be helped, and then to horror as she turns around and sees this monstrosity lumbering towards her. Is he going fairly slow, or is he is he going fast?
Oh, we don't go slow in this game, baby.
Just that close. I think her brain is extremely hot and because of this panic. For a moment, she starts to try to think of what Booker taught her, like Jacob, Beaker, you're under arrest, and she's just going to, and she's pulling out her gun, and instead of doing what she was taught by Booker, she just ends up screaming out for Booker for like help. She's just like, Booker, Booker, and she's gonna try to shoot him, hopefully in the head.
Holy
with
shit.
her revolver.
All right, roll that beautiful bean footage. I am not allowed to dodge bullets.
Gee, only got a 40. Let's see how we're doing. As a 16?
Oh my
Is
God,
it?
that's so
Wow.
good. Okay, that's a hard success, right? Okay. I have
it
a
is a
40,
hard-
20. Yeah, so
Yes.
that's a hard success, but it's not doing any type of additional damage or anything. I can't dodge your bullets, so we don't have to worry about that. Babe, please roll me your damage.
Okay, that's a 1d10. No bonus. 2.
Okay. All right, no, listen, we'll take it. You wanted to shoot him in the head, correct?
Yes. I'm all frazzled in the brain, but my aim is usually true. So I'm going straight for a kill shot because I don't know what
straight
this
for a
is.
kill shot. No, this is good.
Yeah.
You aim the revolver, you fire, a bang echoes through the cabin, the shell ejects, and the bullet catches him directly in the forehead. And all he does is continue to mumble incoherently to himself and continues to lunge forward. The bullet made contact. The bullet went in. You can see the hole, and you can see the spillage of blue and teal and purple pouring down from this open wound into his eyes, over his nose, and dripping off of his lips. And he continues to move in on you. Virginia. The door is unlocked.
I was tending to the little girl.
Okay.
They were fussing with the lock. I don't even think I realized that she's up there alone until I hear the gunshot.
Oh.
I don't think that I've even really realized that because the guys are here with me and I'm worried about the little girl. And then I hear the gunshot and I realize my agent sister is up there alone. Now I know for sure my wrist or arm is probably broken.
Yeah.
But I also know for sure there's a big hole above me and I can still shoot with my left if I have to.
Yes.
It's not going to be easy.
Nope.
Can I, up from the hole, see him? Do I have an angle on him?
Roll me a luck check.
I won't risk. Oh, luck check. Oh, no.
Oh, Nate loved that one.
Oh, no. Okay. So at this point, do I have to roll under my current luck?
You have to roll under your current luck, correct. You can't spend luck to make your luck check either.
Yep. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I guess I'm glad that little girl liked me because I have 39 and I rolled 37.
Oh, babe. In a moment of that can only be described as pure luck, you have a line of sight from below on Jacob Beaker and you can fire.
And I will.
Roll that firearms for me.
Okay. So. All right. So out of 40, I got a 26.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I can't dodge
not
bullets.
a hard success, but yes.
No, that is beautiful. Roll that damage.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. 7.
Holy shit. He's down
7.
9. Where did that bullet catch him?
I'm going for the heart, baby.
Oh, you're going for the heart. That is absolutely amazing.
I don't think I realized that he's still ambling. I think I'm just literally, I know that she's up there alone. She discharged her firearms. It's go time. I catch a line of sight and I shoot as close as I can to the heart.
Bam. Missy immediately covers both of her ears, realizes that her forearm is broken on one arm, winces, cries out in silence again, and is now crouching, terrified in the corner of this room. The bullet from this angle goes directly through his center cavity, and he doesn't stop moving, but fresh blood begins to seep, and just drown out of this wound. It's that same color, that same goddamn Aurora blue gin color. Booker, I will let you go before the beakers go. I will say this much. I don't know how you feel, but Anna screaming your name when you left her upstairs definitely broke my heart. What are you doing?
Knowing that he will not have time to run upstairs, he sees where Virginia shot.
Mm-hmm.
The door is pretty much open and not locked.
It is.
He's going to step between where Virginia is laying and that dude that's up there, in case he falls down, jumps down, anything like that. And he'll just take a fire, because now that he saw where that bullet went.
Yeah.
That's where he's shooting.
Virginia paved the path. This is perfect. Roll me that firearms and that damage.
Okay, let's see. Firearms is 60. That is a 30. Hold on, my dice went rolling. 32. So not quite. You know what? I guess it won't do any good.
It won't do any good here. Nope. Yeah,
so I'm just going to hit. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And add another 6 points of damage to that.
Holy shit. He is down 15 points, guys. 15 points in a Call of Cthulhu game. Where did you shoot him?
From where he is, let's see. I would say the right leg.
Oh.
As he is moving, to try to slow him down at least a little bit more. Maybe give us another round.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. The bullet goes crashing through his right leg. It shatters his knee. You can see the splinters of it and that blood seeping through his overalls as blood is pouring down his right leg as well. Keys still moving. And it's his turn. He connects with you, Anna, or he's going to make an attempt to. I am going to come at you with a fighting brawl. You have the option where you have a firearm, so you can't fight back, so you can dodge, or is there anything else that she can do? It's just dodge, right?
Yeah.
Against my fighting brawl? All right, baby, you're rolling a dodge if you want it against my fighting brawl.
All right.
Oh, fuck
39.
Me. What type of success level was that for you?
That's a fail.
That's a fail. 2 massive, meaty hands immediately grab onto you. One grabs into your shoulder. The other one grabs into your rib cage, and you can feel these sausage fingers pushing between the bones and going into your rib cage. And with a roar, as he roars in your face, and you can see that his gums are lined in this same multicolor, he just slams you into the closest wall, and you are going to take... Shit. I think he has a damage bonus too. Did I give him damage bonus? He's a big guy. He probably has damage bonus. He has a 1d6 damage bonus. Babe, can you survive 12 points of damage?
No, that's 0 for me.
Now, 0 is a con check to see whether or not you just stabilize or whether you die. Before you roll it, give me narrative. It's just a 0. Give me narrative on what this looks like. Give me narrative on what this feels like. I'll let you do this to yourself. But the one thing I do want you to finish with before you make your con roll is a cherished memory that you had with your mother.
You can all see Anna, because you can all see the monster, and she's been backing up for a while, trying to keep away from this creature, but also there's a huge hole there, so she's been trying not to fall in the hole. But she knows that you guys are helping, right? And so she's just kind of like, okay. And so she starts to begin to calm down when this creature finally gets their hands on them. And I think that she's almost entranced by those strange blue eyes. And she just starts thinking, oh, this is it. and she immediately remembers her mother. And I think the first thing she actually remembers about her is uh perhaps her singing a lullaby, singing her to sleep, that kind of that feeling of you're warm, you're safe, people are right, the person that loves you most is right next to you because she knows you guys are here. Um and in her mind, it's the best way to go. At least you guys are here with me. And that's kind of her last remembrance as she's fully screaming, but in her head she's kind of thinking this, but she's fully like hoarse screaming as she is flung across the room. And I'm gonna say you guys, even from the basement of this place, can hear the cracking of her bones as she hits the wall, and she lays there limp.
Roll me that con check.
At a 60. That's pretty good. Oh, I thought for a second it was 66, but no, it's 96. That's a fail.
You hear the crunch downstairs, and then suddenly the screaming stops. Next up on the initiative is Missy. Missy is going to scramble to her feet. Tears of blue and teal and purple are running down her face, and she is just going to try to push through this grate and hit those stairs as quickly as she can. Titus.
I'm following Missy because I left Anna upstairs alone, so I've got to go back up and help Anna.
Okay.
So I'm going to run up as fast as I can, and I've got the shotgun at the ready.
You run up the stairs as fast as you can. It's a treacherous set of stairs. If you had fallen down them, if they had broken, if they had collapsed, you would have ever been separated from Virginia. But you made a choice to go to Virginia. You made a choice to leave Anna alone. And when you finally climb the stairs and you clear the 2 rooms and you come into the living room, you can see this hulking beast of Jacob Beaker is hovering over what has to be Anna's corpse. And he has her jaw pried open and dislocated, and he's shoving rotten crab apples down her throat while he's grunting in something that sounds like merriment.
Keeper, what's the chance that there might be a path? Me, this fucking guy, that hole.
Give me a luck check.
30 under 33.
There's a path.
I don't stop. I barrel forward, size 80 strength. I know he's giant, hulking. I'm also pretty giant and hulking. Size 80, strength 80, dex 40. I'm not very good at stopping, but I'm pretty good at keeping going. I want to push his ass into the hole, and if I have to go in after him, so be it. Because I know that Booker stopped me from blowing that padlock off. So there's still a way to lock this thing back up. And I know that Booker pushed himself into that cell to make sure Virginia wasn't going to get crushed if this asshole fell in. So I'm hoping.
Give me a charge maneuver. I think that's just a fighting brawl or strength, but a fighting brawl. And I'm not going to do with a dodge or a fight back at this moment because right now he's stuffing a corpse with crabapple.
The 55, my fighting brawl. So I put 20 in intimidate. I put 10 in guns but I put 20 in fighting brawl because he's so big. I like playing big. I've got a 70 fighting brawl. So 55 under 70. I'll spend as much luck as I need to make this work.
So I will go regular success. You already told me you're a locomotive when you're in motion. Regular success, you're both going down. And just as a remember, is 2d3 for that fall. Hard success, just he goes down. Oh shit, you're muted.
I'm going to bring my luck down to 13
Holy shit.
to make this a hard success. 55 to 35.
Holy
35
shit.
under 70.
You've got narrative. Tell me what this looks like and I'll roll his damage.
And I see what he's doing to what looks like Anna's corpse. It can't be Anna. She was just here. We just left her for a second. That can't. And I've got the shotgun in front of me and I just keep going. I speed up a little bit and I give a little bit of a leap. It's not a flying leap, but it is a good foot off the ground into him and then bounce a little bit off, enough that once again, 2 times in feels like it's been a week, but I think it's only been an hour since we've been up. I'm slammed down hard on my back on this rotten floor. I probably feel it give way a little bit. Splinters dig in, but also just gummy, dry rot, wet rot wood sort of works its way in. I can hear my only suit coat just rip all the way down the back. And then I cross my fingers and I pray that I also hear this giant creature tipping over and hitting the ground below. And I gasp out as the air is knocked out of me. Watch out!
And Nate, I need to stay with you for just a moment. I rolled his 2d3 for the fall. He's taking 5 points of damage from the fall. He had 4 hit points left. He has 19 hit points. The bullets, 2, 9, brought him all the way down to negative 15. He had 1 hit point to spare. Tell us what it looks like when Jacob Beaker dies.
And he tips over and he starts to, so he was so distracted with his terrible actions, his defiling of our friend, our coworker. He didn't see anything coming. And so he tips back and over and he just starts to fall and twist a little bit. And as he's falling, I think he looks up at the hole. And as he's falling down, he tips just enough so that when he hits the ground, it's his head and neck twisted and the rest of his 200 and whatever pounds just falling into that neck. And he is pile driving into that floor where so many others died. And he crumples in and on himself, and his spine is impacted and pressed and pulped inside of his own body as he hits terminal velocity that ground. And I cheer a little bit inside as I hear the sound, the noise of that.
Anna is no longer with us. Virginia, at least that child didn't have to see that. Or maybe she would have delighted in seeing her father's death. I don't know. But you're downstairs on the opposite side of the cage with a padlock that you likely don't need as you watch Jacob Beaker's body fall and crumple to the floor. What you don't hear upstairs is Anna screaming anymore.
And the little girl started to run upstairs.
Yeah, she's upstairs, probably in the kitchen area, waiting to turn the corner. Yeah.
So the 2 people I am most concerned with are upstairs.
Okay.
I hear the crunch. I feel pretty confident that story is over. It is my hope, and that is all she has to hold on to right now, that Anna can still be helped. She hasn't seen her yet. She doesn't know. And so she will run up the stairs as deftly as she can. She's never gone down these stairs, so these are new for her.
Yeah, with a broken tailbone.
Yep, and a broken arm.
And a broken arm.
And she runs to where she saw Anna last. She knows the little girl's likely okay, or at least she hopes so. And right now she's just picking one crisis after the next. which choice do I make? And she made the choice for the little girl, and it might have cost Anna. And now she has to choose Anna.
You
And
come
she
up
goes
the
to
stairs. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
No.
You come up the stairs, you enter into that room, that pantry outside of the kitchen, and you turn in the kitchen, and Missy is in your peripheral vision as you scoot past her. She's standing on one of those wooden footstools that a child would stand on to like wash their hands. Now she has a broken arm, but she is banging on the sink and pointing out the window, and she's banging on the sink and she's pointing out the window. And you told me you made a choice. Your choice right now is Anna. So what Missy is trying to communicate with you is just drowned out by the realization that you may be walking in on the impossible. And then you turn the corner and you realize that the impossible is very, very real. As you see Anna's crumpled, broken corpse mashed into the wall and half spread onto the floor from where Beaker slammed her like a rag doll.
No. And like she had approached the young girl who needed someone, she goes to Anna and tries to hold her up. I don't know if she's embedded in the wall. Right now, that's the only thing she can think of is to try and pull her to her. That's got to keep her safe. That's got to make her safe.
And just
And
like
there's
you
no
did with
breath.
Missy, you pull her into your chest.
And there's no breath, and there's no clinging. And all she can think of is how she let her down. And she will try to move her and lay her gently on the ground. And then I think for just a moment, that's when she realizes Missy is talking to her in the only way she can.
Booker,
And
you're
so
alone. And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say she will take out her rosary and put it on Anna before she leaves.
Ooh. Booker, you're in the basement alone. Well, Jacob is with you, but Jacob is no longer with us.
Booker's been around. He's seen a lot. He's heard a lot.
Yeah.
He heard the bones break when Jacob hit the ground. He knows that's done. He also knows that there's no sound coming from Anna upstairs. He heard the bones, and he knows. He'll just kind of step over the body and start heading up the stairs, kind of lost in his own thoughts for just a moment. And he'll just kind of turn and he'll look at the little girl, seeing her frantically banging on something and pointing out, trying to put off the inevitable.
Yeah.
He's going to have to look at Anna. He actually turns and looks to where the girl is pointing right now. And what does he see, Keeper?
You can see relief and tears flooding over Missy's face. Someone sees her in this moment. Someone's paying attention, and what she has to say is very, very, very important. And you look outside, and you can honestly say you guys were close. You almost beat the clock. But the sun is gone. Night has fallen. And through the window, you can see the chaotic, transcendent, celestial, vivid, expansive, entrancing, the legendary, the mystical, the majestic, the brilliant, the cloudy Aurora Borealis. Now, there's one adjective that I didn't include. Verb, whatever it is. And it's moving. And I intentionally moved that to the very bottom. I don't know how the Northern Lights have made you feel in the past, but there is something very powerful about them. The way that they move, the way that they dance, the way that they shimmer. But the one thing that they shouldn't be doing is moving. And right now you realize that what's in the distance, these lights that you see, this isn't the Aurora Borealis. Whatever these lights are moving. And they're getting closer. They're getting closer to the cabin. They're approaching the cabin. They're closing in on the cabin. I need a sanity check.
Everyone or just Booker?
Just Booker for seeing
got it.
the color move towards him. That don't look good, Skip. You going through some things?
99.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. You're gonna take this straight to the face. Let's see how bad it is first. I'm gonna double it just because I'm irritated. This was a 1d8 loss. I rolled a 1. I'm gonna give you 2 just because it was a 99 and I'm pissed.
Okay.
The Aurora Borealis is moving towards you, Booker. It's approaching you and it's closing in on the cabin. And you think back for just a brief moment, and Missy's drawings populate to you. How many of those drawings was she playing with these colors, surrounded with these colors, being flown by these colors? The colors were surrounding the house. They were surrounding the lake, even the corpses. Because, again, to Anna's point, how a child describes death, the colors were covering the corpses in the basement. Was Jacob Beaker feeding these things? No, that doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense to you. But you do know something is approaching you right now, and whatever it is nameless, and even from here, even from the frantic energy that you're getting off of Missy, you can tell that it's hungry.
If you don't mind, I want to take a quick flashback.
Oh, I love it. Take us back.
We were preparing to leave to come to the cabin. Booker takes out his journal, writes a letter real quick to his wife. Liddy, the day has come to close these letters and end this journal. I did my best to keep going after you left, to teach those like you taught before everything I knew. My loves, my hates, my passion for the industry. I just hope that it makes a difference, that somebody can see the smile in my writings, my smile walking down the hallway with a terrible cup of coffee, and that I never, ever changed who I was. I'll see you soon. Love, Booker. He will turn to his team. Run if you can. And he will head out the door and try to stop or to feed these things, because this is his responsibility. He made the final call to come here. It's on him. And that's what he does.
For the briefest of moments, I'm going to pull us out of initiative. Because those colors are going to be here soon. And if the first point they're going to get to is Booker, that will buy you guys some time. Titus, Virginia, what do you guys do?
I look to see what he sees.
And you see what he sees. You see the impossible. You see those shades of purple and teal and blue and aqua, but they're moving. Not like the Aurora Borealis moves. Whatever this is an entity, and it's quickly approaching. You need a sand check, please. And Nate, because you're likely going to see it, just go ahead and pre-roll this. Damn it, why do I keep rolling ones on my D8s? I rolled 3 ones in a row on my D8s. This is some bullshit, guys.
Okay, so I rolled my sanity. I had lost 1 sanity. I was at 59. I rolled a 57.
Holy cow. You lose, it's either 1 or a 1d8, so you lose 1 regardless. Yep.
I'll take that. I'll take it.
Yep, we'll take it. And Nate, yours was just a pre-roll. Just so it's in the
Rolled a
bag and ready.
93.
Fuck, just because I'm mad, you can take 2 too.
Just 2?
Just 2. It's a 1/1d8. And somehow I rolled 3 d8 and rolled a 1 each time. I'm mad about it too. I should have just lied. It would have been a better story.
Mm-hmm.
And Booker just ran out into it.
Is running towards it, yeah.
To go fight the storm, whatever it may be.
Fight might be a stretch of a verb there. You can hear it in his voice. He said goodbye.
I scoop up Missy. And I reach into her pocket. Or actually, I ask her, baby, can I have one of those crayons? I want to do some art.
And with a shaking hand, she's going to pull out a crayon for you. Tanya, what color crayon did she pull out? Ooh, I feel randomness coming. This is good.
Purple.
She populates a purple crayon for you.
And I'm going to take her. Is there a place where you go to hide when this comes?
And she shakes her head. No, she doesn't seem afraid of it for her.
There are going to be more people coming tomorrow. Maybe another day. Can you stay safe till then? I sit her down. And with that purple crayon, I write on the dusty, dry, peeling wallpaper, Agent Anna Hollow, Agent Virginia Wright, Agent Booker Reese, Agent Titus Freeman. We were here. We fought evil. The Aurora is death. Leave this place before sunset. This is our legacy. And then I sit next to my sister in arms. And I hold her like I held a child. I'm not going to leave you again. And I wait.
Virginia, it's been an honor. I'm not going to wait. And I will, for maybe one of the very first times, follow Booker's very good advice and wisdom without arguing first, and I will take off in the opposite direction. But first, I'll reach down and I'll grab Anna's badge because this needs to make its way back. And I'm going to run.
And Titus, you run. Booker, I can give you this much. When this color moves through you, the death is instantaneous. As it washes over you in a brilliant flash of light, your bones, your skeleton, falls where it stood. There's no fight. There's no resistance. And whether you knew or didn't know that, you made a choice, and you can only hope that your choice saved a life. Virginia, Missy holds the color off for as long as she can. She plays with it. She dances with it. all while crying tears of blue and purple and teal. When it moves towards you, she tries to hold it back. She tries to push through it, but it just moves past her. It moves through her. But you did not leave Anna alone this time. Titus, you eventually find your way back into the freezing temperatures and the falling snow. It's warm there on the peak. It's not the further you go away from this thing's habitat. The snow begins again. Visibility begins to white out. You pass that white only sign. And you make it back to the street. You make it back to your vehicle. You're going to close out the game for us, Nate.
Telegraph. December 24, 1932. Christmas Eve. Sent to the Seattle Bureau office in response. Orders received and acknowledged. Stop. Child in danger. Stop. Retrieved from Beaker House. Agents Wright, Reese, Hollows, lost. Stop. Send forensics and body bags. Charnel House, mass murder, mass graves. Stop. Agent Freeman tenders resignation immediately. Stop. And I make my way slowly, painfully back to DC after a long, tedious inquest. When the Seattle office finally does send its reinforcements and its backup. And when I went back up to retrieve the kid, Missy, and I looked at Grandma still handcuffed to the chair on the porch, I didn't even bother to see if she was still with us. I let her be as she was. But I did grab a couple of bottles of gin, tucked those in my pocket for later.
And that, friends of the Symphony, is where our Aurora Blue story concludes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time with us. We hope you've enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to spending time with you again in the future. Have a wonderful night.